I heard you like sketchbook tours, and I have just the thing for you. It's the Japan Sketchbook. And this is very important because anything with Japan in it is better than a non-Japan thing. And I want to start by talking about the cover here. And as you can see, it has the Kim Jong-gi and Super Ani stickers. And these were actually given to me when I was in South Korea. And maybe calling this the Japan Sketchbook is a little is a little misleading, because the sketchbook has a lot more than Japan in it, but more than anything, I found that when I started looking into it, this is from 2023. I really discovered just how bad I was at 2023/2024. And yeah, there's lots of shit drawings in it, but also a couple of ones that I'm proud of. So let's get into showing you everything. So like I said, as you all know, I've been a digital nomad for a bunch of time. And this sketchbook, I think, has the first sketches from when I just arrived in Japan for the first time in my life as a digital nomad, no home, kind of like just finding myself around the world. And yeah, this, in terms of drawing from imagination, the sketchbook has absolutely terrible shit in it. And I just feel like I've improved so much since then. But yeah, let's take a look. Just about the stickers here. I don't remember what this was from. This is a sticker from Starbucks. So I'm pretty sure you can still read Americano in katakana on it. And then obviously the Super Ani stickers. And this sticker was given to me by influencer Schlim, also Korean influencer. Really cool guy. Let's take a look here. And right off the bat, we get some drawings that we're going to have to censor. But as you can see, I tried to fill every page here with drawings. Again, this has nothing to do with Japan, but really shit drawings from imagination. I was really bad back then. Like just looking back at it is crazy. And you can see how, yeah, I was trying lots of things back then, but I did not yet know how to make it work from imagination. Well, compared to now, I was just not having it. This is from this is a small cafe in the Okazaki area where a friend of mine lives. He's not Japanese, but he's been living in Japan for a long time. And so when I just got to Japan, this is one of the first places where I went to get breakfast when I went to meet him. You can see how bad I was back then. Like this likeness was never my thing, but this should have been my friend. It does not look like him. And yeah, Shinkansen, probably from his place to Tokyo. Nothing crazy here. Oh, more stuff I can't show you. More stuff I can't show you. But basically, this side of the image is when I just moved to Nishi Shinjuku in Tokyo, and this is a Starbucks that I sat in. And over here, there's a personal story. This is one of the main, I think it's Meiji Temple, next to Harajuku. And yeah, nothing special to say, just sitting there and drawing that. This is a kind of like a workspace cafe in Shinjuku. It's called, I think, Work Cafe or Work. If you're interested, just leave me a comment. I'll tell you what it's called. And just more drawings from imagination. This dragon, I actually met Katsuya Terada in a conference prior to doing this, and I recalled his dragons. But as you can see with anything that I drew from imagination back here, like I was just not good yet, not at all. This is a street from somewhere. I think it's Shibuya area. I'm trying to practice some heads. Always like when I have a drawing that I don't like, I would draw other stuff over it, and then I would not like these drawings as well. This thing, there's a chain, there's a pub chain, like a English pub chain in Japan called the Hub. And I was sitting there one night and just drawing. More just layered stuff. I do one drawing they don't like, and then there's another and another. And like if you compare this to like what I can do now, it's just insane that I was at this level and you know my drawings were shit, but I still had the appetite to to continue. And maybe I'll think the same thing about my work currently, but who knows. Again, more kind of like me trying to draw from imagination. I think I was really stuck on sort of like doing direct pen to paper back then, which obviously you can't fix anything and you can't make proportions and mistakes any better. So I didn't have a chance to really improve my drawings. And I think for anybody who's into that kind of thing, to like draw like with pen direct to paper, I think it's actually worth, if you're still not good enough, to use a pencil. Like use a pencil, erase as much as a bunch of times, and just get better that way. Like it's no use if you've only been drawing for 2 or 3 years, I think, to go direct pen to paper. That's just my opinion anyway. I think too many people are hung up on trying to do it that way. Anyway, this is a cafe in Shimokitazawa that I used to sit in. The owner would always get mad because I used to smoke cigarettes back then, and then I think I smoked like here. I was like smoking without sitting at a table, which you have to be sitting at a table in order to smoke, even if you're standing in the smoke area. This is Japan, guys. This is Japan. It has rules. It doesn't matter if you're standing an inch from somebody who's smoking a cigarette, you have to be seated in order to smoke. There's just, yeah, this is Japan. This is a friend that was with me in my share house. Her nose is big, but it doesn't look like that. Okay, and I think this is the first drawing that I kind of liked from the sketchbook. And this is again from a Starbucks in Shinjuku that was near our house. We hung out with like the people from the share house. This is my friend. She was knitting. I was working remotely and doing this drawing. And I think this is a drawing that I did that I kind of liked. Another guy that I shared the house with, when I showed him this drawing, he was like, "Oh, you're a tensei." I was like, "Bro, you don't know shit." But anyway, yeah. Again, this is Chuo Park in Nishi Shinjuku, which is where our share house was, and we were sitting together over there and just chilling again in Starbucks, because this is where you go in Japan. You go to Starbucks, if you guys didn't know. Like obviously, you also go to like a kiseten type thing, but I think for your everyday, sitting and working remote and all that stuff, you want to go to Starbucks, which is also where this is drawn from. More of like a night scene. So you can see that it's lit on the inside here, and outside everything is kind of like more in the shade. Has like a courtyard. This was on the way to a tour that we took, and it's obviously on the train. And we went to here, which I think is like one of the best sketches in the sketchbook, probably. This is on the Chiba side, and it's on a mountain where you have this huge Buddha statue, and they call it the Big Buddha. And I think there's a trail that's not an easy trail leading up to this statue. And I think it's called like the Hell Trail or Hell sightseeing spot, or it has something to do with Jigoku, I think, which is hell in Japanese. And hopping onto a completely different day, this is a bridge, stairs to a pedestrian bridge in Ginza that I was sitting on. And I underestimated the amount of people that will be walking by, and people just would come from above and would look at my sketchbook and randomly say "jozu, jozu," which is Japanese for "oh, that looks great." One-chan, yeah, just various drawings of one-chans from memory. I think this is where I got a little bit better, probably. And this is around the Daikanyama area, I think, somewhere around there. Back in Chuo Park, there's a fountain here, and people, both salarymen and regular people, are sitting around at their lunch break, eating and stuff. And of course, there's me drawing this scene. This is where the government buildings are, in the sightseeing spot over there, which was very close to where I lived during that time in my life. Same Starbucks that I always used to go to back when I lived there. So basically my daily routine, because I was working from abroad and being a digital nomad, I would go to that same Starbucks with my laptop on most days and just sort of do a couple of hours of work and then maybe an hour of sketching like this. And this is from a station. Which station? It's like Nakano Station, I think. And back when I was doing these, I was a little bit like, I felt like an exhibitionist, because I really was waiting for someone to like notice my drawing and talk to me. And this was actually like my way of trying to make friends and stuff. Whatever. This is the same cafe in Shimokita that I was in earlier. This one is next to Yoyogi Park, also in a cafe that has like an outside seating. And yeah, another attempt at drawing from imagination, direct to paper. I had when I was there, I found a drawing group on Meetup. So if you're a digital nomad and you want to meet people and you're really lonely, you find, like, that's what I did. I always used to find like drawing groups, and then I would join them, and I was just sitting there with the guys and doing this. It feels like a little better, right? Already an improvement on my imagination skills. And this is Chuo Park again. It just goes to show that I haven't been traveling that much. Well, at least not when I was in Tokyo. Or maybe I was not drawing when I was traveling. I don't know. But yeah, this is just everyday life. My everyday life in Nishi Shinjuku. And more attempts at drawing from imagination. You can see how, like, with back then when I was drawing from imagination, like, I could do something like this. That is totally like terrible and has lots of mistakes, and then I could also like do that, which is not that bad. And this is what I said earlier, like when you're just starting out, the the percentage of drawings that look bad is big. So how do you know that you have the potential to get better? It's like the percentage of drawings that look bad is high, but then every once in a while you will make something that is actually good. And if you have like a good critical eye, you'd be like, yeah, this is pretty good. The only thing is you'd be like super inconsistent, right? So um, maybe like 20%, 30% of the time you will produce something good. And as you get better, the amount of times that you're able to pull it off, just like the percentage increases. Again, this is again my favorite Starbucks. And the kind of like the Japanese aunties I noticed back then, they're always talking at these Starbuckses. And I think aunties, right? But like aunt, like a woman, you know, around her like 40, 50s, I feel like gets the most energetic out of every human being. They're just like, they get so energetic as they age. I don't know what happens to them, but women get so incredibly energetic. Um, Again, this is one of those work cafes in Shinjuku. Still really struggling to find like a style that I like. A lot of exploration. This is also from somewhere in Shinjuku. I don't remember exactly where. It's next to another park. And this is my homely Starbucks again. This is one of two Starbuckses that I always sat in. This one as well. Let's see here. This is an interesting spot. There's a small cafe also in Nishi Shinjuku next to the house that I lived in. It has like 4 stories. So I went to the top, to the topmost floor, and from over there you can like see really close up of the like traffic lights and all these cool street contraptions. And so I thought it was really cool to try to draw that. I guess when you draw like something, when I draw something that I don't like, I just try to like just overlay it with more stuff to see if I can fix it, and it ends up being a mumbo jumbo of information. Sometimes it's cool. I feel like I really actually like how this face came out. It feels very kind of like genuine and funny at the same time. This is also one of the parks that I traveled to. I don't remember which one exactly. More people from somewhere. Again, just comparing this to what I can do now, to my lack of knowledge in anatomy and perspective, and to how broken everything was back then. It's crazy, just the amount of improvement. And then you see that there's such a great variation between, obviously from imagination, I was not doing very well at all. And then something like this is pretty cool. It's observation based. But even my observation, you know, some days would be good, some days would be pretty bad. Anyway, I took a train to Kyoto. So that is that. And then I got to Kyoto and I was trying to draw some of the temples and scenery there. Mainly I was trying to avoid the crowds. This is a temple that I found that had nobody in it. Basically, I just deviated. Whenever I saw lots of people, I would just like take a path where nobody was walking in and just trying to see where I'd end up. And this is where I ended up. Some temple nobody was in. I kind of like this drawing. I don't know what this was. I remember I drew like this start, and I really like how the hands came out, and I was like, oh, I want to do this style every time. And now I don't really care about it when I look at it. This is more stuff from the Kyoto back streets. More Kyoto stuff. And just looking at how, well, compared to now, how bad I was. And on the way back to Tokyo from Kyoto. More unsuccessful stuff. Probably angst, probably anger there. This is when I moved to a hotel in Asakusa. And this is probably when I met my girlfriend, who we are together to this day. This is one of the first walks that we took together. And I was just like, yeah, I draw all the time and I have to keep doing it. So like, I don't want to bore you or whatever, but I have to do this. And she was like, no, you like you sit around, you do your thing. And she went and got coffee, and she got us coffee, and we were just like talking. And we were just like talking. And I think she really liked the fact that I was this artist guy. And this is somewhere around. This is at a Mossburger, actually. Yes. Another little temple, or what is it, a shrine or a temple? Yeah, it's a shrine probably in Asakusa. And more attempts, kind of like both drawing from imagination and also doing quicker sketches in like a platform and stuff. This is a coin laundry, obviously, next to my hotel that I used, and there was a Japanese uncle that kept like grilling me for drawing. Well, he was not grilling me, but he was just asking me lots of questions about what I do. Another coffee spot in Asakusa. And this is my girlfriend's house. Probably one of the first times I went there and stayed over. So good times, good memories. And more stuff from imagination, which it's just funny to see it now. Like, just comparing it to what I can do now. I was really afraid. I didn't know if I should show it to you or not. But anyway, I'm a person, and you have to see that people improve with their stuff. This here, so my visa expired and I had to go to somewhere, so I took a flight to South Korea, and I thought I'm going to stay there for at least 3 months. But what happened was, during that time, it was like -15 to -20 degrees, and it was just too cold for me. But anyway, this is me. That's one of the big malls there. I forget what it's called. And yeah, my first few days in Korea, I had no idea what to do. And I think this is where I took the bus to a little artist village where the Kim Jong-gi Museum is located. And I got to the museum, and this is where I met Hyun Jin from Superani, and he took me to a tour of kind of like their studios, and he showed me a bunch of Jean-Guy sketchbooks, and they gave me a lot of free stuff, and it was so cool. And it was completely by accident, so I did not plan any of that. They just saw that I was there, and they were so welcoming and nice. Just random drawings from from South Korea. And I think, you can see that, some of these get better or worse. There's a real variation in quality there. I'm still not sure what I'm doing at that point, and still really trying to um, go direct to, ink on paper, direct ink on paper. This sketch is from when I was I was at a really shitty hotel, and I had to find somewhere else really quickly, and I ended up moving to another hotel, but my room wasn't ready yet. And so I ended up like sitting in a weird coffee shop that was adjacent to like a GP's office or something. It was a really weird place, and I think everybody was looking at me like, "What are you doing here?" But it was just too cold to do anything else. I had to find somewhere warm, and I just sat there and drew this bullshit. This is Schlim, Instagram handle Schlim, and he is a Korean drawing influencer. I contacted him before going there, and he was very nice to have showed me around a little bit, and it was really cool. More like indoor stuff, cafes in Korea. I don't remember where it was exactly. And then you get impatient in Seoul. I had like a few really bad drawing days. I could not draw for shit. And every day I would try to do something and it just wouldn't work. And I would stop. There you go. Motherfucker. Impatient in Seoul. More impatient in Seoul. Trying to learn how to write hiragana back then. Now I knew. And this is a more successful drawing. Again, this was like too cold. It's just too fucking cold here. And after my little stint in Seoul, I escaped. So I thought I would stay there for 3 months, and I was already looking for like a longer term place, but I just escaped. I had a word from my friend that they were in Taiwan, and so I just told them I'm taking a flight the next day, and I just booked a flight to Taiwan because I heard that it was warmer. And this is when I arrived in Taiwan. This is my friend that I was meeting, and we were sitting around and doing the work from abroad thing in Taiwan right then. And these are my friends that I shared a Airbnb with in Taiwan. We had an interesting time together for like 3 weeks. That's one of the temples there. And sometimes I would start a drawing and realize that my perspective, like my angle that I'm looking at, is too low. And then there would just be nothing up here that I can draw. So I guess I could, like, now, if I think about it, I could curve this to get more of what's here. But back then I did not really know how to do that with perspective. I can't show this to you, I'm sorry. This is from when I was staying in a super ratchet area in Taiwan. I don't know what it's called, but it was just like, this doesn't show you how dirty it was, but it was like, I think there were like hookers in my building and stuff, and they all like wanted to get to know me. It was weird. And on the contrary to the before picture, to this one, was actually a really nice area, really nice neighborhood. I think it's called Dan. It's in the Dan area of Taipei. Around the same area. Again, with my friend in a local coffee shop doing some work. this was a really cool way of meeting locals because when people see you sitting there and drawing, they kind of want to talk to you, whether they know English or not. They try to communicate. So I'm not a super approachy person. Like I don't really approach people, but if they come to talk to me, that's easier for me. 7-Eleven drawing gone wrong. And I guess this is from when I was taking the bus to somewhere. Just going somewhere. Maybe the airport, because I was waiting for my girlfriend came to visit me from Japan. And then I guess I was not really drawing anything when my girlfriend was there. And then she went back and I went by myself to Jiufen village, which is like this people call it the Ghibli movie village because apparently it inspired one of the films. And yeah, I guess this is the last drawing here. So we started in Japan and ended in Taiwan. I think the takeaway, there's no takeaway, but I think that keeping sketchbooks like this really reminds you of your journey, not only your physical journey, but also your journey with art. And seeing just how much I've improved in these 3 years I think it's really amazing that we do something like that and we keep going. When I started drawing daily, it was maybe around that time, 2023. I had some experience before, but this is when I really wanted to take it serious. And the vow that I made to myself is like, I want to see what happens if I do this for 10 years. So this is my vow. It's 2023, so we've been at it for, almost 4 years now, I think, because maybe it was late. 3.5, almost 4 years, and it's a lot of improvement there, but I'm still looking forward to see what happens 10 years from now. Thank you for joining me. It'll mean the world to me if you subscribe to the channel for now. We have a lot more of these to do. And also feel free to share your questions down in the comments, blah, 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 yada, yada. See you in the next video.